Hi guys, and welcome back to Neil on Sunday podcast with me, Chris, and my smoking hot wife.
We're back in love, are we?
We're back in love, baby. Rebecca is here. So in case you guys don't know, we're actually recording this back to back. Earlier on, we weren't in love for the last podcast. Now we're back in love because we've had a little makeup session.
Great.
Okay, we didn't bonk in the studio or anything like that. We just had a kiss.
Oh.
And a podcast makes me always feel much closer to you.
An hour has passed.
An hour has passed. Hi, honey. What have you been up to this week?
Oh, the same thing as I was up to an hour ago.
Okay, so we've still not been to see the house that Chris wanted to go see, and we've maybe probably still not bought a new house, and stuff has happened at Neil Odd and we can't talk about it. So
Yeah, imagine what will be happening. This is probably the end of June.
Yeah. Time travel.
Ending. The summer will still not be happening.
So today we're going to be asking you your burning questions. And one of the questions was asked in the last pod is, what would be your superpower? I said teleportation and flying, and time travel was brought up. And technically we do time travel.
How's that?
Because,
on the podcast?
Yeah, technically this is the end of June.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Crazy. We're traveling in the future.
Yeah.
So yeah, part 2 of Ask Us Anything, guys.
And we're just going to get straight into it because if I'm honest with you, I've got somewhere better to be. Sorry. Okay. No,
wow.
Okay. No, I always like spending time with you if you're listening at home, in the car. If you're watching me on the TV, hi guys. I like spending time with you guys. However, I have made an appointment.
What else we've got to do today?
Don't say it.
I'm going to say it. We'll go through Justina's list.
Oh, that's fine. I don't mind doing that.
Really?
Yeah. Because I'm just going to drink beer and let you shout at me for not tallying up credit card things from America.
Excellent.
Which leads me on to the first question we're going to ask from Ellie O'Boyle. That's a made-up name, isn't it? So Doyle. Just misspelled it. Is O'Boyle her name? Okay. Ellie O'Boyle. Hi, Ellie. Ellie says she notices we somewhat frequent the USA.
Yeah.
We sure do. How did I lead on to that? Anyway, and some of the gels have somewhat American-y names. I didn't think they did, but okay.
Coachella?
Is there any gel names with special meanings? And if so, why?
Honestly, no. Absolutely nothing.
No gel means nothing to nobody apart from Isla means that's something Isla. You know who you are.
Yeah, literally nothing to no one. We just pluck them out of thin air.
There are some names that I think Rebecca deliberately makes up. I don't think the names exist, but if they do exist, I think Rebecca does it to make things really complicated for some of the staff.
Okay.
For instance, like Rafi and Katie, like they don't know what half the names are. They just make things up. Persephone or Persephone, as everyone says. Persephone.
What other ones?
Minerva. Some people
Delphine?
can't. Is that released?
Cordelia? Delphine?
Delphine, I've never picked in my whole entire life.
It's one of the mermaids, you absolute psycho.
Okay, it's quite clearly not a popular one. Oh, right here.
Yes, it is. The whole mermaid collection's been really popular.
Delphine, I have never picked.
Oh, let's have a look. Delphine. Here she is.
Okay. Dolphin? I thought I said dolphin. Right,
Delphine.
Okay.
Yeah, no, their names are a little... And sometimes... Sorry, guys, just put this box back on the microphone. Bit of ASMR.
Oh, wow, it's like the unboxing of an iPhone.
There we go. Anywho, yes, sometimes we'll come up with names and we'll go, guys, or somebody will go.
It's very true.
So that does happen.
And then we do it anyway.
But yes, no gels have any special names whatsoever. Quite honestly.
Brunk Noir was obviously the first ones we come up with in terms of being different to just black and white.
Yeah, I just wanted to think of something.
Would you ever call a gel Rebecca?
I don't like things that are like self-aggrandizing. I don't like it.
Ariana aggrandizing? No?
Do you know what I mean though? Like I'm not, yeah.
It's funny.
It's not about me.
So we've got a future collection coming, I guess, because you were asking me like cities in America that we're talking about this. And I was like, Cedar Rapids and stuff like that. And Rebecca's like, nobody knows where that is. You've got to see New York or Las Vegas. Yeah?
Yes, this is true.
This is true, yeah.
This is true, yeah. This is like 2026. But yeah.
2026. Well, time travel. It really is time travel.
Gosh, we really are ahead.
Do we frequent the US? Yes, we do. Why do we frequent the US? Because Rebecca won't go back to Asia with me.
No, I absolutely will go back to Asia. Do you know what? You're right, though. It is easy and there's so many different things to see or do.
For us, it's all to do with miles and points. And right now we have so many vouchers that are just easy to use from London to somewhere in the US.
There's also a little bit of a time, what's it called? Time difference situation. Like being in Asia, it's 12 hours. It's so like, even being on the West Coast, the West Coast was really quite difficult for us in terms of for the time difference.
Yeah, so
I
when
prefer
we
to be on the East Coast because you're 6 hours then.
Yeah.
But when it's like 8 hours, the working days
9 hours.
Working days over.
Yeah.
And Asia's like 12 hours. So it makes it very difficult for running the business.
The easiest one was Dubai. Because you bought 3 hours at 3 hours.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And we were up just ahead of them. So if anything was being done, it was a case of just reporting to it.
It's just not Dubai people.
Or not Dubai people.
So, but maybe, I don't know, South Africa, because I think that's like 1 hour difference. I don't know.
Seychelles.
Is that very,
Madagascar.
is that very close?
Yeah, I think so. In terms of
time?
I think so.
Well, we'll need to look at that. But yes, we go to America a lot. We really like it just because, I don't know, we just love the feel of being there, don't we?
It's funny. As soon as we land in America, we feel like we're home.
We're at home. And yes, there's all the politics and all the bad stuff and whatever.
We
and
try to separate ourselves
we
from
do.
that.
We do. We know a lot of people who are like, I wouldn't spend a single penny in there right now and stuff. We do understand that. But us not spending money there isn't going to change.
Correct.
Yeah.
Also, I think us being there opens up a conversation.
It does. And so often, especially with the last couple of years, we'll go and somebody will go, and they're very coy and you can tell they're quite embarrassed. And they're like, so what do you guys think about what's happening over here and stuff like that? We have some conversations with some nice people. Yeti's
Yeah, Yeti the dog.
Yeti.
So we walked into, where were we?
We were in
Northern Arizona.
We were in Arizona and we were at a Native American restaurant.
Yes.
And
Navajo taco we were for.
And a couple asked us, so what do you guys think about like what's happening here? And
I think with us, the way we travel, we tend to bump into more liberal people, I would say.
Yeah.
You know?
We try and avoid conservative people.
No, that's not true.
Galveston was very difficult.
That's not true. We certainly don't avoid anyone. It's just hard to have a conversation.
We try and avoid conservative conversations.
Yes.
Galveston, Texas, I found very, very challenging.
Yes.
Especially at the time that we went, the whole Roe v. Wade.
Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't help when women are saying they believe in, they don't believe in abortion.
They're not pro-choice.
Not pro-choice. Also, when you have COVID at the time, you're trying to like have a conversation with someone.
You literally had COVID. Anyway, it was a whole flipping thing. But yes, so we try and separate ourselves from the politics and just have a general holiday experience.
Yeah, we try and have the best time.
Yeah.
Okay, Helen has asked, what's your favourite product and why?
Synergel.
Why?
It was Duragel, but now it's Synergel because I think it is the closest. Every nail tech wants a product that works for every person, right? It doesn't exist.
The magic
thing. And Build-A-Gel was very much pipped as that product, and it is not. It really wasn't. And people are now realising that. That's why everyone's going down the prescriptive manicure route. But Synergel, to me, is the closest product you can get to that. You're never going to find a product that's going to work for every nail type, every client, every nail length, etc., etc. But I believe that Synergel is as close as you can.
It's funny. Most of the products that I like the most, they've all been discontinued.
Oh.
So the hand scrub, I think, is excellent. I can remember when we were releasing that and you said, have you ever tried a hand scrub? And I was like, no. And you were like, go wash your hands with this sort of stuff. And I come back, I was like, wow.
That was good.
This is unbelievable. The beauty butter, I've still got a small tin of it and I'm holding on to it. It's great for
we should.
like lips and stuff.
At some point.
And also Aspen.
And cherry cola.
Cherry cola. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Cute claws. Okay, what's your favourite thing about working in a nail order? From the lives, it looks like a fun, friendly place to work. Thank you, Emily.
It is.
Sometimes.
It is fun most of the time. It is a laugh a day. There is no doubt about that. I love it. It's so fun. Friendly, yes. There's generally no bitchiness. Like, we all go through our moments. We all have our gripes occasionally, with our work colleagues and stuff. But in general, it is a very bitch-free
I would say
environment.
You just said like your work colleagues. I would say the problem with us in nail order is we feel much more than work colleagues. I feel like we are very much a family. Well, certainly
it's very like a family.
There is a group dynamic where we do feel like a family.
For sure.
And that can then cause friction like you would do back home.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, Laura and I sit beside each other on our desk. Laura can, let's just say, monopolise the desk sometimes, especially if Chris is away working in a warehouse and then comes back and all of a sudden all of our crap is just all over my
What
side.
about the little tiny piece of stroopwafel? It was a crumb. It wasn't even the size of a 5p piece.
Well, okay, there wasn't just that was on my desk. There was like pops of new colours coming, a box container that used to have pasta and sauce in it.
A calendar.
A calendar, strip waffle, an empty can of juice. And so when it comes to that, you kind of fight and bicker like brother and sister, like you would at the dinner table type thing. So
there is nowhere like it. I can absolutely guarantee there is nowhere like it, and it's not going to be for everybody. It's quite chaotic, and sometimes I know people can struggle. Like I'm sure Sam and BJ probably particularly struggled the most when they first started working here. Sam the most, I would say, but I think she quite enjoys it now.
Even BJ has. I said, like, I know you're like stuck in the office. I said you can go someplace else if you want. Come into the podcast. And he's like, no, I'm fine, man.
He loves it. He likes it. So yeah, it's not going to be for everyone, and we very much try and set people up. Like when we've got a job advert on, to say like this isn't a traditional working environment. It's very fast paced. It can change like that, and it's not going to work for everybody, and that's okay. But don't expect to come in here and us to sort of march to the beat of your drum, because our drum rhythm is very much set and it's never going to change.
I can't remember what TV show or whatever it was, but there was a guy learning to play the drums and he was terrible, but also at the same time, it was a great song. And that's kind of what Nail Order is. There is no, it's almost like someone who's picked up drumsticks for the first time and have learned to play drums, and it's just all over the place and it's chaos.
But then when you listen makes sense. When you listen back, you're like, oh, that actually really makes sense. Yeah, total chaos. But yes, it is very fun. As fun as it seems on videos, it's actually probably more fun in real life.
Oh, the fact is that you guys don't see half the outtakes.
You don't. Yeah, there's
the amount of stuff that does actually go on that we can't show you because it's not health and safety, it's not PC, it's not all of these things. Do you know what I mean?
We have a lot of inside jokes. We have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's a great place to work.
Very much a family.
It's a great place. No, I think it is genuinely a great place.
We try to create the best working environment for people. Now, Rebecca and I are not the best managers. No. We are very all over the place a lot of the time.
We want to create a place that people actually want to work at, and because we're not good managers, we hope that just fosters an environment where people will just work hard because they actually like working there.
Yeah, and we do try and look after everyone as much as possible. There you go. All right, so I've actually enjoyed that question so much so that I've not prepped the next one because it takes me a second to... Oh, there you go. Amy has asked, Becca, how much weight have you lost? I'm a nosy bugger and I've lost 7 stone. First of all, Amy, well done.
Very, very well done. So when I first read this question, I was like, I really don't know how to take this. And I'm sure it's from a really nice place. So that's how I'm going to answer it. You guys know that I'm very, very honest. Now, first of all, I will say that I know I look very slim right now. But I am a thick girl inside a slim girl's body at this point in time. I am inside chonky, for sure. I'm a thick girl inside. I love food. I think about food all the time, and I will struggle, and I have struggled with my weight forever. So, just very brief story. I've got an undirected thyroid. We found out when I was 17. My parents dropped me off for uni in October, and by the December, I'd put on 5 stone, and I had no idea. And that's how we found out I had an undirected thyroid. Anyway.
You had no idea you put on 5 stone?
No.
She just became blind to it, like many people do. It
happened so fast.
But it's like lockdown. I think everyone just gained.
But then this was in 3 months. It was absolutely wild. But yeah, my dad literally forced me to step on the scales, which sounds like a really not nice thing to do, but I needed to be faced with that reality. But anyway, I've always struggled with my weight, always will. I can lose weight really easily. I can put on weight even easier, but what I can't ever do is just stay the same. I can't do it. It's impossible. I think it's the hardest thing in the world. So yeah, I've always struggled with my weight. I've got a really unhealthy relationship with food. And the reason I'm telling you guys this, transparent, is that I'm sure a lot of other people out there do, and hopefully it'll help somebody else and they will feel better. So right now I'm the slimmest I've ever been. Chris doesn't like it.
No, I just want you, number one, to be really comfortable, but I'll tell you a story about how Rebecca has lost weight, right? So I remember after lockdown, it was probably the latter part of 2020, you just seen that like a light bulb moment with Rebecca. She's like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to go to the gym. And I'm like, all right, okay.
I was at a healthy weight at that point in time, though. I was about 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at a healthy weight. Maybe a few pounds heavier than when we got married. Like 4 pounds heavier than when we got married.
I'd say you're the higher end of what you were around this whole kind of like 5-year period or so.
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
like 25 pounds heavier than I am right now. But I was a size 8.
Yeah. And you could just see that there was just
8'10".
there was just that moment where she was like, I just want to get healthy and I want to get fit. And I was like, sure, whatever. And you started going to the gym and you kept begging me to go to the gym with you. I was like, no, I'm not going to the gym. Don't have time and everything else. And eventually I seen like your body change and I'm like, oh Christ, I need to keep up with this. So then we started going.
This young girl.
Yeah. So then we both started going to the gym and we went religiously and we changed our eating habits and stuff like that. Now, like Rebecca said, we can fluctuate. We can go up and down.
Both struggle with our weight.
So I think right now we're in a better place than we have been. I think it is a struggle.
Oh, it is a struggle for sure.
I would say that we are now getting into a better routine of let's, be really good during the week and have some time off the weekend.
I'm going to blow your mind right now. Do you remember when we went on holiday somewhere and we had to get some sort of checkup and we both got weighed and all that stuff? Do you remember that?
When we were on holiday?
Before we went on holiday. It must have been one of the first holidays we went on. No. Maybe it was to Dominican, something like that. We went on holiday and we went for one of those...
Oh, where you get injections and
travel
stuff?
checks, whatever it was, right? And they weighed us. Do you know, I'm about to blow your mind. Do you know that I am 80 pounds lighter?
Wow. That's a person. Okay, a lot of people are much heavier than
the thing with me is what I will say is I can carry weight very well. So I am quite a heavy person generally. So I could be a lot heavier than I look, but yeah, 80 pounds. But what I will say, my one best piece of advice for anybody who struggles with their weight, right? And nobody likes unsolicited weight loss advice, right? But out of every single goddamn thing that I have tried, Weight Watchers, Slim Fast, Special K. Do you remember, guys? You'll need to be a certain age for that. You know, where you have 2 bowls of cereal a day and then a meal. Soup diet, every single thing. I have done it. And the one thing
that we come back to
every single time. We're on it right now. We're doing it just Monday through Friday.
It's just it's just the way we now cook our food overall for the most part.
Yeah, in fact, even if we're being like bad, we'll just still do that. Always have come back to Slimming World. We've never gone to meetings. We did it on our phone. We just followed the recipes on our phone. And I don't know how it works. I don't know how you can eat that much pasta and that much potato and lose weight. I don't know how it works.
You just change the ingredients.
It works.
Yeah, you change the ingredients. Yeah. You change the way you make food to have not the easier option. So, for instance, if you're making a curry, you make it from scratch. It doesn't take that much longer than just putting a jar in. Yeah,
and it's just about substituting ingredients and just thinking about certain things, especially when it comes to fat and sugar.
Yeah.
And I would say that's probably 10 years, the best part of 10 years. You and I have been doing that now. Yeah.
But it's like this week, for example, we've been super back on it right from the get-go. And I lost 5 pounds this week.
I know.
It's wild.
Because we've been on holiday, so we put on a few pounds. We will be really free on holiday, maybe too free.
Chris gets up here at 2 p.m. and not 3.
But yes, so I have, over my lifetime knowing Chris, I've lost the best part of a person. But weight loss and weight gain, weight in general will always be a struggle for me. Always, always, always. And if that's you, then it is as well. But another piece of advice I would say is don't blame anything else. Don't be like, oh, it's my thyroid. Oh, it's this. It's a medical condition. No, it's calories in versus calories out. And like, I know that more.
Yeah.
And it can be done, but staying the same, that can't be done. Not for me.
Do you enjoy the gym? Why?
I haven't been to the gym in ages, but yeah, I enjoy the gym. I enjoy the gym for my mental health, not for my physical health. Strangely,
it's weird that, right?
It is so weird. You feel so much more accomplished, don't you?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like, I did that.
Yeah,
I've started something today.
And the funny thing is, it carries on throughout the rest of the day. If you go like first thing in the morning, you stay motivated for the rest of the day. Whereas right now, if you don't go to the gym, you get tired as the day goes on. It's weird.
If the thought of the gym really, really intimidates you as somebody who is struggling with their weight, remember it's 80% diet and 20% exercise. I can lose heaps of weight without going to. Honestly, I don't go to the gym to lose weight. It will change your body. It will make your body tighter and change it that way. But in terms of weight loss, the gym isn't great for that. It is really diet. It is calories in versus calories out. Simple.
So you were going to say, if you don't want to go to the gym? Oh, was that it?
Yeah, just you can, and maybe once you've lost a bit of weight, just looking at your calories,
Yeah.
you'll then feel a bit more comfortable to go to the gym. But
It
remember,
accelerates it a little
all
bit.
sorts of people go to the gym, don't feel.
It does. If I'm honest with you, the majority of people who go to the gym when we go are generally overweight. They're trying to lose weight.
The people that I look at in the gym who I am inspired by are the bigger people. I don't look at like the people who are like
As in not muscly big?
not muscly big. No.
It's the
bigger
people who
I think,
go
go
and-
you.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing. Go you. Yeah, I don't look at all the. I'm like, ugh.
I
If you're
know.
looking prim and proper at the gym, I'm like, ew, gross.
See like a full slap of makeup. You're like,
Never
you are
understand
not
it.
working hard enough.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a guy who goes to the gym and he smells delicious, and I'm thinking to myself, I do not smell delicious, but I'm working harder than you.
Exactly.
Also, one thing I would say is go for a walk. If you
Mm-hmm.
want to get exercise in, just go for a walk. Stick your AirPods in or headphones in and go for a walk. Listen to a podcast like this one. There you go. If you're on a walk just now to try and be healthy, what you could probably do is maybe take a screenshot, share it to your stories, and you could maybe win £50.
£50. Remember, every single month we're going to be giving away a £50 voucher for nail order.
Martha has asked, what is one thing that has shocked you about the nail industry?
What?
I'm not going to bring the tone down. I'm not going to do it. So you go ahead,
I'm
honey.
probably going to bring the tone down.
Go on.
The childishness of the people that run other brands.
Pretty much what I was going to say. Yeah. Okay. The childishness of what?
Childishness. I'm like,
Childishness.
are you an actual fully grown adult? Yeah. And that's shocking and probably bringing the tone down, guys. And I'm sorry, and we try to be very positive, but it's a fact, and it's a fact that we can't get away from.
There should be some sort of license thing. Like you should be like policed.
Like,
Are you able to run a company?
if I could just
run it into the
write a
ground?
book of all the things, and I'm like, so much sexism
Oh,
from men in the industry towards women is unreal.
We spoke about this before.
Yeah.
You think a female-dominated industry would be more equal and level playing field, but it's not. It's not. Wild.
It is wild. But yeah, that's what shocked me the most, honestly. That I'm just like, it's so bitchy.
Martha has also asked, can you talk about the beginning of creating the gel polish? How did you find your gel manufacturer and what was the process?
So we've gone through this a few times before, but we'll just
Summarise it.
It took us 18 months.
When did we first come up with thinking about doing a gel polish?
2019.
2019,
Before
guys.
there was even a thought. Before lockdown, we sat in a big garden outside Wetherspoons. We said, definitely a gap in the market for a polish that is HEMA-free, that's made in the UK or made in the EU, and that is just really, really well pigmented. And then the conversation just kind of stopped.
We did nothing. And then
nothing.
lockdown changed our life.
And obviously, after we brought out the extensions, customers kept asking. We weren't going to do it. And our customers demanded it of us. So we did. And we started the search, and it took a really long time. And yeah, about 18 months to bring it to market.
We were going to go with a different gel
So
manufacturer,
close,
so close to, and then we were doing something with SDS.
And it was on a second page, just like it was just 0.1% of an ingredient that I didn't want.
And that actually probably put the process back by maybe 6 months. And one thing we are going to talk about in fact, we'll probably spoke about it, money.
We've probably talked about it already.
Yeah, so if you've not listened to the Money podcast, go back and listen to it.
If it's not actually happened yet, hopefully it'll be the next one.
Yeah. Time travel, guys, time travel.
Yeah, so long process and a very, very expensive process, which is what we'll be talking about in the Money podcast.
What do you imagine / want nail order to be like in the future, like in 20 years?
In 20 years?
20 years. Somebody asked 5 years the last time, 20 years.
Oh my goodness, 20 years. I would hope that we...
I've sold it to a big conglomerate, and Rebecca and I are in Barbados, and we have a beach bar where
I
we
was
sell
thinking about
chicken
this
wings.
yesterday when we were driving back from looking at one of those houses, that if we weren't part of Nail Order, it would lose what it is.
We
And it
listen to a
wouldn't be
lot
special anymore.
of founder podcasts like How I Built It, and it's like people who create businesses and they talk about it, and quite often within that business they maybe either sell it on or sell part of it on to other people. It's funny, I was reading an article on a lady who has a spray tan company in Ireland, Northern Ireland maybe, and she sold it to a big company in America, and as soon as she did, you could just see it flopping, and that is it. It's not always about the products and everything else. It can be like the owners, the people behind it.
The soul of the
Yeah.
business. And the soul is the people who make it, and that's the team. And yeah, I don't feel like I could ever do it. I'd hope to be able to get the business to a point where we didn't need to be quite as involved. But that is a while away. But 20 years time,
What are you going to be in 20 years, honey? I just can't imagine. Like, you're going to be so beautiful. So beautiful at that age.
Will you be complaining about my wrinkles?
I complain about them now.
I know, exactly.
I do not, guys. I do not.
I would like nail order to be kind of like CND.
Like, mega huge.
Yeah, just like
known
for good things.
Let me ask it in a slightly different way. Do you want to be the biggest nail brand?
I don't know. I worry about losing. I worry about when businesses get to that stage and then people have like boards of directors. I don't ever want that. I can't answer to somebody else. I can't, like, I always say we got to where we are without anybody else.
We say this to like the accountant and stuff like that, and they're like, but that's a problem.
Well, not a problem. We did it. We did it without your advice.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I keep going.
Keep going. Okay. We're going to pause the pod for a second while we talk about today's sponsor, and it's nail makeup, makeup removers on Rebecca's eyelid.
I did this before.
Okay.
The stupid saggy eyelid. I just need like a piece of tape to hold it up.
I think it's just so goddamn beautiful.
Gone?
Yeah. Your lashes are so goddamn beautiful. They just keep putting mascara on your eyes.
Excellent.
Yeah. Your brows are on fleek today.
Are they?
Is that a thing?
It was a thing many years ago.
Oh, all right. Martha's asked lots of other questions, but I feel like we've covered them or we're going to cover them. So, Martha, thank you for all your questions. Let's go on to Jodie Louise Day. I have not read what your question is, but I'm just going to read it straight. Best and worst nail brands. Best and worst nail brands you've interacted with, from ethos/morals and general interactions to products and social media. Somebody has wrote beneath that, this is juicy. I'm going to just ask, are we going to air this one, or am I just going to read the next question?
Well, let's say the best ones we've interacted with. Let's say good brands that we've interacted with. Loads.
I remember walking to a show in London behind the girls from Willow because they all had their uniform on.
Oh, yeah, they're nice.
And someone turned around and she was like, oh, nail order. And I was like, hi. And she was like, I love you. And I was like, that's really, really nice.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was before we had
They
gels.
probably hate us now.
No, they do not.
Yeah. But again, that's a great interaction.
Best brands that we've interacted with, obviously Lucy Pastorelli, Willow. We've had nice interactions. Katie Barnes is quite supportive on socials. I enjoy that. You've had a lovely conversation with Licente.
Those nice people.
Yep. We had a nice conversation with Nabovi.
Neba. Is that what you were going to say?
That's what I was going to say. Lovely Neba, Ashley from Neba. Lovely Isabel from Nail Lux.
The problem is now,
forgetting somebody, and now I'm going to feel really bad.
So,
but loads of really great interactions with really nice people, and nice brands, and it doesn't have to be like competition. Brillbird were supportive with our goodie bags. Last year, which was really nice.
I think if you guys use your imagination, you can probably see the brands that we align with and the ones that we don't. I'm not going to speak of the ones we don't because they don't deserve airtime.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah, and it's just negative, but there are bad interactions. They do happen, guys, I'm afraid. You're going to have to bleep a lot of this, right? But this is what I think people in their head think, right? Just from things that people say, I'm like, this is what I think people think. I think that people think that the really big brands, such as a gel bottle and stuff like that, that they might be the ones you have negative interactions with, and maybe they like bully the little guys.
They don't care.
Not at all. They don't care. They're in their own lane doing their own big thing.
Yep.
Whatever. They don't care who we are. Absolutely not at all. And what I will say, the only thing I will say, is it's people you probably don't expect.
I think you guys know. Anyway, can I come and play supermarket sweep in the warehouse?
That warehouse is a bloody...
Kelly, you need to clean it first. But it is also a hazard. One thing that I did the other day there is, because of the weather's been shite here in Scotland this last week, it's been chucking it down. I walked into the warehouse via the shop and I crashed into one of the shelves and ripped it straight off, and pretty much all of the Lucy drill bits just went all over.
When was this?
Thursday, Friday.
Excellent. Have you fixed?
Yeah, I didn't just leave it. But yeah, so yeah, we should really use the warehouse for what it's for. Right, next up, Martha has been on again. What is something you've learned from creating nail order that has surprised you? This can either be from the formulation side of things or selling to nail techs retail side of things.
Mm,
Do you know what? Actually, I've probably quite a good one.
okay.
A lot of people don't understand retail. And now that is probably because you've never been in a retail environment. And what I mean by that is if we sell a 6-pack of cuticle oils to you for you to then retail on, a lot of people don't understand that they need to mark it up. You know?
Yeah.
So realistically, what happens is we sell it to you and we always kind of say to you, like, this is the kind of guide price for it, that kind of £7-8. You know, if you're in America, it's like kind of $10 to $12, that type of thing. So we sell it to you a lot cheaper than that, so you can make profit. And a lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah.
And they just sell it for what they get.
Yeah.
And
that
it's
is
pointless.
true. That is very true.
Why take up valuable shelf space? And I feel like I remember when we first started doing the cuticle oils, I went through like a whole process of like doing like a live and showing how someone, some sort of content I can remember for Ellie doing, and it was showing like how you work at like a markup of certain things, you know, for retail. And I guess that if you'd never been in a retail environment, you would never know these things.
Yeah.
But I would need then people to understand that, like when you go to, I don't know, I'm going to name a shop, Argos, for example, and you buy a toaster
Okay.
for £25. Argos is like I'm trying to think of an American version of.
Do we have any American listeners?
Yeah, more than British. Nah, not really.
Target.
Target. If you go to Target and you go in there and you buy a toaster for $30, those people are buying that toaster for usually $15, maybe even $10.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's how retail works.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't get that.
Yeah. I can't think of anything that's like surprised me. I'm like, what?
Formulation wise, like when you're making gels, I would say the pink color, the stabilization of it.
I mean, it's something I kind of knew before because like our own experiences with using gels in the salon and stuff like that. I guess there's certain things where it's like, it's not surprised me. It's just like, oh, like put that together. The same as like probably most people here listening, like, you know, the crossover between the medical, dental and nail world, things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you know what else I find really? Everything that surprises me is just other people's behaviors. That's what surprises me the most. And I'm like, what? There was one the other day. Yeah, Friday, Karina was telling me a customer had been messaging about something and they were being a little bit snippy, let's say. And she'd been complaining about something. And at the end, she put, by the way, your Builder gel does have henna in it.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. And she'd specified, I've looked at the SDS and it's this ingredient, whatever it was. It's not henna.
But do you think that's because she's been misled by probably another brand or someone?
Probably. And that really annoys me. That's, in fact, again, yeah, it's just other people that surprised me. People's willingness to give out false information, people's willingness to act on false information without educating themselves and fact checking. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah.
But I think your answer was pretty good.
Yeah.
About the retail.
I think tax as well. I am surprised that people don't understand tax.
Yes. Like we just decided to tax you.
Yeah.
It's our tax.
Yeah.
That one's crazy.
And we covered this on a podcast previous, you know, that there's tax and everything. What's the only thing that doesn't include tax?
Like children's clothes?
Yeah, children's clothes,
Sanitary
baby formula and sanitary products.
Yeah, there's a few things where there's like no tax, but
yeah,
like necessities.
Yeah. So it's tax and everything. So yeah. Will you create mini testers?
Mini testers?
Yeah. This is specifically of Synergel.
Oh, right. Okay.
But I guess mini testers for anything.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about like the cost involved in minis?
Minis pretty much cost us the same size, the same amount as big ones to make. So we make like no money on minis. It's kind of pointless. And we have to charge more for them per gram. So it's not good value for money for you guys either.
The thing is, so like a mini gel polish is $7.50, is that right? $8.50? Yeah.
Like that.
Whereas a full size gel polish,
$13.50.
Yeah.
You're getting triple the amount.
The reason we do it is because we feel that it could be like an exercise, as in you try to love it type of thing.
Yeah.
But some people just feed off it and they just buy minis and it's not good value.
Not good value for you. It's not good value for us. It's just poor value. But yes, we do have mini Synergels coming, but we're never going to do everything in all colours. It just does not make sense. Like Chris said, the purpose of us doing a mini is for you to try it and for you to love it. But financially, it's kind of time for
Yeah.
everybody.
Is there anything else that you think is a bit of a waste of time that we do? But we have to.
Apart from aprons is good, but all the
I think merch catapulted us, like, and because people came along just to buy like I Do Beauty.
problem is like having an inclusive sizing range. It just meant we had literally so much money just sat on the shelves for really long periods of time.
That is very true.
And again, the markup isn't very good either. So not only is it sitting there for ages, there's not a good markup on it.
The size range is annoying because, for instance, to be inclusive, we did from extra small up to 5XL.
We didn't do extra small, we did small.
Okay, I thought we did extra small on some.
Maybe.
Up to 5XL. Now, realistically, I hate to say it, but the 5XL and the 4XL and the 3XL, I think, cost us more.
A lot more. 3XL upwards cost a lot more, but we wouldn't charge our customers more for that.
Because that's not fair.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's a lot of things that people don't realise.
And the problem is, so we wouldn't buy as many of those ones. And sometimes you wouldn't sell them at all. And then in other styles, you would sell them.
Yeah.
And then people would complain that they're always sold out.
Yeah.
It's always...
It's just so difficult.
It's the thing of, you can't please everyone every time.
Yeah.
Which is annoying because you do try your hardest.
Yeah. Other wastes of time? I'm not sure. Mini sanitizers?
Anyway, what is your top 5 colours to recommend to purchase someone for rebranding?
Easy. Brunk, Noir, Caliente, Fairy Pool, and Cornflower.
Cornflower is a surprising one. Sells all
Those
the time.
are my 5 go-tos.
You posted something in the group recently.
Yes, I did.
It was the 10
top 25 colours.
Did you put bear in twice?
I did.
She really likes bear.
By accident.
Bear bum.
Can't believe you read these things.
I check up on you guys all the time.
Good. But yes, I did. I put in the Facebook tips and advice group. If you're interested, go and have a wee look. I think I pinned it as well. It's the top 25 selling colours, top 5 Angels, top 3 Sinner, Flexi, and Duras.
What's your favourite colour?
Of?
Your blush. I know we have it on the table here that says Mermaid Collection, but I would say the new mermaids, guys should be proud of that because they look
really
real
popular,
cool.
But for me personally to wear is like Viper. And there's some really good ones coming. But Viper.
You're very much of a dark soul. Yeah, okay. What's your favourite product out of the whole entire range if you had to pick one?
Last time.
Different question, different person.
Wow, they really want to know. Synergel again.
Synergel. What's your favourite colour in Synergel?
Envy or Chaos. Envy.
What would you guys be doing if you didn't have nail order? We've answered that one.
Sure you want to know that.
Please sell lanyards or clothing again.
Lanyards will come back. Just placed an order recently, so they will be back. Really surprising how many people, anytime somebody sees someone with a lanyard, they want them.
It's because, I was just about to put my keys out. They're downstairs on the door.
The staff will have them. And clothes, it's something, we kind of just obviously covered that.
You know when you have a cat that has a bell?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason
Laura.
Laura's the cat with the bell. So what Laura does, and now Rafi does it, her dad, is they wear the keys around their neck with a lanyard. So when they walk, ding, 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 ding. So I know, like for instance, if the big shutter door's open because it's a nice, beautiful day, you know when Laura's coming because you can hear it, and we all run and hide and then jump out and scare her.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm just cautious of time for this one because we need to get out of here in 15. What would be the best and most cost-effective way to rebrand a nail order?
We actually have something that we've been working on for ages. We have been asked about...
Call it Big Boy Kit. Just go buy it.
Well, no, that is, if you were thinking about properly rebranding to nail order, the most cost-effective way is the Big Boy Kit.
Well, yeah, it is the most cost-effective way.
Because it has such a massive discount on it.
You definitely do not need all those colours to rebrand.
If to rebrand entirely, maybe you do. 100 colours. If you already have... If you're starting up, no, it's different. If you're starting up, you don't need them. If you're rebranding and you already have like 100, 200 colours,
fair enough.
You will. So the Big Boy Kit, absolutely, but we understand that's a big financial investment. But we've been asked for ages and ages and ages about switching and this, that, and the next thing. And we, like, literally, we've been probably asked since we released the gel polish, we've been asked.
Day one.
And we've been trying to work out something that works. And we have pretty much come up with something that we will be launching. For people to be able to switch and rebrand. So that's a good option.
What's the name of it?
SRS. Switch, rebrand, save.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Switch, rebrand, save.
Do you know we should buy a Mercedes McLaren SRS to launch it?
Oh, yes, perfect.
Yeah,
Excellent.
SRS.
I have 2 actually. So yes, we will be launching something for that. If you are interested in maybe taking part in a pilot scheme, like testing
Guinea
it out,
pig?
send us a message.
What animal would you be if you could?
If I was an animal,
It's not on the question list, guys. I just thought I'd ask that.
I want to say I'm going to be a big cat of some sort. Something like a leopard or a jaguar or something like that.
Honey. We would be a pride of lions. I would be the big male lion.
Okay.
And you would be the woman who goes out and does all the work.
Do you know what? So true. Do you know what? This is actually correct. I'm not saying that you're not doing work, but yes, nailed it is like a pride of lions, predominantly run by women, and there are a couple of men on the outskirts doing some jobs, but the real graft is done by women.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good
one.
I totally agree. That's it. And I'm really proud of my pride.
Ah, you got pride for your pride.
Yeah, do. Although, if you think about, it's funny. Rebecca and I just flew back from where did we fly back from? Anyway, America. And at one point, Rebecca pokes her head like over the seat to see what I was watching, and I'm sitting there just watching Mufasa. But I really liked it. It was such a good movie.
Animal films.
What was the last one I watched?
Lady and the Tramp.
Lady and the Tramp. It was great. It was great. Seeing people like, it's so weird. Like seeing people sit down and like they get stuck in, they watch the like either like a trilogy or something or like a big movie thing. I don't know. I just like sit down, close the door, and then just watch like Mufasa. Simple as that. Simple things. What made you decide to create your own brand? Nothing. We didn't decide it.
No, it just happened. Frustration, I think, from experiences as salon owners, as nail techs ourselves. Just being frustrated with things, and it just sort of grew and blossomed from there. We definitely did not start out with the intention of starting any sort of actual nail enhancement products at all. It was just a cuticle oil, just retail. Chris and I come from a sales background. Retail's always been a big part of our salon, and it was just very organic.
Lockdown really just gave us the time to do certain things. It gave us the time, for instance, I remember when lockdown hit, Rebecca and I were allowed time to go into like the salon, clean it, because that's what we thought we had to do.
Well, we painted.
We painted every single surface because the salon was open 7 days. We never ever had time to do these types of things. Now we had time. We were talking about just general things.
We'd been up there for 3 years at that point?
Yeah. We were talking about just general things. We were going through certain bills. We just had a big order of cuticle oils come to the salon. We were discussing how we could sell it. And we were talking about, at that point in time, we were doing press-ons and stuff. And I was like, that's a great add-on. And every time we sold press-ons, we would offer it as an add-on. And then we get into trouble for doing that.
The brands that we bought our cuticle oils from said, oh no, you can't do that. You can't sell them online. You can't do that. And I was like,
now if you guys are listening to that,
excuse me?
You guys must be thinking, wait a minute, so you're in lockdown, you technically can't earn any money, you've bought all these cuticles and you can't sell them?
So we're supporting their business by buying these oils. We bought them.
Hundreds.
They're not supporting, and we bought a lot.
I think at that point in time it was like 150 I ended up sending back.
Yeah, we sent them back a lot. We said we'll fine, take them back then. We won't let us sell them. And we're like, you're not supporting us at all.
Yeah.
I honestly couldn't believe. I was really disgusted. Actually,
that actually led on to multiple conversations, and I remember we used to get out for a 1 hour walk with Bailey. We'd take him around the golf course, and I remember like we come up with a slogan of the inclusivity over exclusivity, because at that point in time, everything felt cliquey, and you had to be like in the group. And I just thought,
in their gang,
yeah, and I just thought that's not cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. It doesn't matter who you are, what type of nail tech you are. If you're older, if you're younger, if you're just coming up through the ranks.
I just think like if someone's supporting your business like that, you should support their business. So if somebody buys cuticle oils from us or sanitizer or any of our retail items, they've supported us. We should then support them and encourage them to sell them any way that they can, because not only does it benefit them, it then benefits us, because the more they sell, the more we're going to sell.
Making that money, girl.
So yeah, it just doesn't make any. It's actually so stupid. Like, it's a terrible, terrible business model.
It is.
I don't know if it's changed now.
I must have.
Who even knows? But
that's really what started it. And I can remember saying to Rebecca, maybe we should just do our own.
So if they'd never done, if that brand had never put that restriction, so they only have themselves to blame, really.
I'm pretty sure we sell more cuticle oils than them.
I would be very surprised if we didn't.
All right. Okay, for time. Let's get going.
We've got a couple more. We've got time for more. We've got time. Another 5 minutes.
Okay. What's your favourite aspect of creating nail order and your own brand? The thing is, we never really created nail order. Like, nail order was always just a name because we used to send press-on nails in the mail. And then we started doing face masks and then face shields. And then we discussed it at that point in time.
Nail products by mail order.
Yeah.
My favourite part is being able to overcome issues or frustrations that we've experienced as salon owners or I've experienced as problem solving. That's my favourite part.
Problem solving.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, why has nobody ever done this before?
It's like I think so many of us now have that thing. We create problems that nobody knew was a problem.
Create solutions that nobody...
create solutions, not problems. Yeah, we probably give people problems.
We probably do.
It's like the shelving for the gel polish.
Yeah.
Like, nobody knew they needed shelving. They just needed shelving. And when we were creating the gel polish, I was like, we need shelving to go along with it. And you were like, yeah, we do. And we actually made that with some cardboard and a packet of chewits.
Extreme sour chewits.
Yes.
But more to the point, the torch stand.
The torch
stand is the one.
Please talk about the torch stand for 1 second.
Torch stand, I was like, what is happening here? Why are all these brands encouraging people to use their mouth or hang the torch from some random thing, getting their clients to hold the torch? Why has nobody come up with something? And it was so simple. And I was like, no, I've got this idea. A piece of cardboard. And I just folded up the piece of cardboard. And we'd found were they making our pots and cuticle stands?
Cuticle stands, yeah.
And I folded it up and I was like, I sent a picture and I said, I just want something like this that's got a grommet in it that can just hold something. They were like, yeah, no problem. So bloody simple. And then now all over wholesale websites, I see people copying it and they've copied the design. We created that from absolute scratch. Whilst it does have the intellectual property protected, that doesn't mean very much.
It does not. There's nothing you can really do about it.
And we don't really care anyway.
Who cares?
Literally, who cares?
Bigger fish to fry. So let me ask you a couple of questions. How do you think the nail industry is at the moment? What's the state of affairs? What's Rebecca's high-level overview on how things are? Because being the goddess of my pride.
Oh, yes.
I think a lot of people look at you as a well-respected brand owner.
I don't.
You don't think?
Well, I mean, the majority of people would know who I was, but...
Come on. You've got to give yourself bigger props than that.
What do I think of the nail industry right now? I think it's in an interesting stage at the moment. I would really like to see nail techs using their own initiative to do their own research, rather than, kind of touched on the last one, rather than just sort of believing what everyone tells them, whether that's a brand, whether it's me, whether it's a content creator or somebody in the industry. I think we need to do our research and make sure that we are looking at facts, not... I think it's very competitive right now. I think...
Do you think the nail industry is the biggest it's ever been?
Oh, for sure, of course.
I know things grow exponentially all the time, but I think the rise in the nail industry over the last, especially since lockdown.
But do you know what's crazy, right? So we're looking for an in-house accountant right now. Don't even get me started on the whole thing. Essentially, our accountancy firm said, no.
Sacked us.
Well, yeah, they're like, it's just too much work. Anywho, so 2 of the people that have applied are fully qualified accountants.
Oh, nail techs?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
That's so weird. How does this happen? Because the majority of people who work for us are nail techs, but they were looking for something else.
Well, so one of them had written, I think that she was like doing extra like studies, qualifications, and to make some more money while she was a student. Like, I think she was like doing her professional qualifications.
Right, okay.
Essentially a side hustle. I think that's what it was, but essentially it was definitely a side hustle. But yeah.
Right. Okay.
I know, interesting. Right?
It's weird how, what's the saying? Your tribe attracts your tribe? Your vibe attracts your tribe?
So yeah, I think a lot of people are seeing it as a side hustle. I think a lot of people see it as a creative outlet.
Yes.
Which is great. And I think a lot more people take it seriously now, which I really like. You know, that whole, you're just a nail tech, you're just a beauty therapist, you're just this. No, you're not just anything. Like you.
Although I think a lot of people, especially men, still think that, which is
for sure
ridiculous.
I would like to see things taken a bit more seriously in terms of regulations in the industry.
Do you feel nervous about regulation?
No, God, quite the opposite. I would feel excited about regulation.
Do you think there's lack of regulation because there's not enough people speaking up about it because they're nervous about it? So, for instance, if all brands got together and were like, we need regulation so that people get sorted, I know tons of brands.
And don't get me wrong.
Wouldn't.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't think I'm not talking about regulation in terms of your qualifications. I am talking about regulation in terms of brands and the level of education being offered, the products, and things like that. That's the type of regulation. There's a lot of discussion. Oh, am I going to need a level 3 to continue to be a nail tech? That's not something that I need to think. I think is necessary. I think you can be a self-taught nail tech and be very, very good at nails. But I do think that you should have some sort of anatomy, chemistry course. Not necessarily have done all the builder gel courses and this, that, and the next thing. As long as you know what the brand that you're using is recommending in terms of your application, so you're not applying things too thick. But I think knowing the anatomy and chemistry, that's really, really important. But yeah, not in terms of what qualifications you need to be a nail tech being regulated, more so brands being regulated.
It's funny that we are, to a certain extent, regulated, but it's not followed through. So, for instance, trading standards and all this sort of stuff.
There's regulations, but they're not followed through. Nobody checks up. Yep. Nobody cares. It's the Wild West out there. People are just doing what they want. People are labeling things as they want, not labeling things whatever it is.
But yeah, so we had like
our trading standards audit not long before.
And I'm glad that happened because it ensured that we put things in place.
Yeah. We were completely going to be compliant, but then there was one little thing in terms of where the products are made, and I was putting EU, and I asked the guys, like, just out of interest. He was like, no, it needs to state the country, not made in the EU.
These things happen for a reason.
Kismet, that was.
Yeah. So, what was the level 3 thing you were talking about? I've seen somebody put something on a group recently.
Yeah. I can't believe you're on the group as much as you are.
I just check up on you guys 3, just to make sure you're all being nice.
It's a level of qualification. I do think education does need to be regulated, though, in terms of like education that people are offering. There's some bloody terrible courses out there.
That's the thing. It's like for education and almost everything else, like health and safety regulations and stuff like that. Even school, God, it's all regulated by a body. But when it comes to
there's no body. There is no body.
No body out there.
And any bodies that there are usually
paid.
It's like an incestuous cycle in terms of like accreditation.
Yep.
So as an example, you've got like ABT, CPD, like all different accreditation companies. Let's take ABT as a perfect example. You've got like Beauty Guilds and stuff. So they are also insurance companies. So they're the ones stipulating that to be insured, you need to have this accreditation, and they're the ones stipulating the rules of the accreditation. And yeah.
It is incestuous, and it's all just about getting paid.
Pretty much. It's what?
Money makes the world go round.
Money.
Anyway, honey, we have come to the end of our show. What are we doing for the rest of the day?
We are still going to go and view this house.
Yes, we are.
Probably in the peeing rain.
Yeah, which will be good. Because you don't want to see a house in the sun, because that paints a picture, a false picture of beauty. Kind of like you. So on that cheery note, honey, do you want to pop your brolly up and say goodbye to everyone?
As always, guys, if you enjoyed that, please give us a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to be notified of our next episode, and make sure that you share a screenshot to be entered into a competition to win a £50 voucher. Nail text talking, keeping it real, y'all gon' feel. From designs to the drama, every secret they reveal. Stay sharp, stay tuned, man, you know it's the deal.